Please let my words speak for you. Good morning, God. Thank you for the beautiful, beautiful morning and all the cheery voices and faces that I see. Thank you for the day, and thank you for the wisdom that I know that I will receive in whatever form comes up. Knowing that everything is flowing exactly as it should, and knowing that our speakers are safe and will be here. I just put my words into law and say, thank you, Father, Mother, God, and so it is.
So it is.
Amen.
Oops, sorry, baby. Whoops. I turned it off, sorry. Sorry, I thought I turned it off. I'll turn it on now.
That used to be mine.
I can hear it.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Taizé. We have guest presenters scheduled that we spoke to yesterday, and they're not here, and I'm concerned about them. So we take this time in our Taizé meditation this morning, and we dedicate it as a prayer that they are well. And so I wish you good morning, and I'm glad you're here with us this morning. My name is Reverend Diana Johnson, and I am the pastor and spiritual director for Mystic Heart Spiritual Center. We're an independent interfaith community. We teach universal principles and practical spirituality. We open our doors and welcome, trusting that you'll be led to the guidance and wisdom that dwells within your own mystic heart. So we'll begin this morning our Taizé with musical prayer.
Welcome home to your mystic heart. Lay aside whatever came before.
So I move into the stillness. Allowing the breath to rise and fall. Allowing the breath to slow and become silent. Feeling the presence of the One by whatever name you choose to call it. And using the power of inner vision to connect with our global community. Together we sense and tune into the web of consciousness that infuses and surrounds this planet. Infuses and surrounds all that is beyond this planet. Each one of us a radiant point of light in that web. Trusting that all beings carry and express the divine spark. Every human being without exception, every animal, every plant, and every one of the tiniest little microbes. Every rock and grain of sand, every drop of water. Radiating the one perfect light. Each and every part of creation, a thread in the tapestry that is creation. Each one necessary. Each one divine. All a part of the one light, the one life. As we acknowledge our connection with all of life, we are empowered. Our work on behalf of the whole is empowered. Our collective prayer and meditation leave an imprint of peace, of compassion and grace on the world. We're contributing to a great transformation. This month we're considering what it means to celebrate divinity while practicing humanity. And this morning we give focus to the quality of gratitude. We know as human beings that we are given many, many, many gifts. We're showered every day with blessings. So many we can't even count. And so one of the ways that we can best serve humanity is by taking the time to notice, attend to, and give thanks for all that we are given. Each of us wakes up in the morning fortunate to be warm and comfortable. Access to warm showers, hot coffee, hot tea, a comfortable chair, the little things that we so often take for granted. And so in this moment, we take a moment to move into our heart space. Feeling the love and presence of Spirit. And experiencing the deep sense of gratitude for all that is. All of the people in your lives. All of the connection that you're able to make in the world. In this moment, so much gratitude that our friends are safe. And so we pass this Teze on now.
Hello. Hi. So I'm going to guide you into an inner journey that complements Diana's meditation, where we will bring our hearts into deepest gratitude. So go ahead and, if you know how to ground, get yourself into a space where you're just breathing, you're at peace. Allow your energy to flow down your spine, through the chair, through the floor, through the lower story of the building and into the earth. No matter where we are on this earth, we are connected to it. And just feel that connection. How deep can you go? Bring that connection down to the center of the planet if possible. You are giving and receiving energy with the earth. Our mother, our father, our nurturer, giving us life, giving us that vibrant being that we have, that we are so grateful for. Allow yourself to start to feel through your feet, your hands, your body, the energy of that connection, the beauty, the joy, and sometimes the sorrow or pain. Yet there is no judgment here. All is evidence of our aliveness, our capacity to feel and to thrive. Just allowing that connection to be so deep, using your breath. Knowing that there's wellness in your body. Wellness does not mean perfection, and yet all is perfect. Each breath, wellness, aliveness, connection. And now turn your attention to your center, bringing in awareness into the center of your body and the center of your being. Focus for now on your heart. Really come into it, its softness, and yet its strength. Knowing that this strength is connected to the strength and healing of the earth. Knowing that the softness is connected to your own being, gentleness, kindness, compassion, the many qualities that we love and admire. And in its strength is fierceness, good power, positive protection, joy. So many things are possible here. Just really let your awareness come to where you are right now in your heart. And let your heart start to beat with gratitude. All of its strengths and all of its softness and all of its amazing power and fluency in our lives. Just let every bit of that fill with gratitude. Let that gratitude expand beyond your heart into your entire body. If there's any place that feels stuck, just let it flow. Gratitude is a soft power that combines the best of both worlds, like water. It can flow and it can change and transform things. Anywhere it's needed in your body, just let it go. Gratitude. Let it go there and do its work. And now go ahead and expand your gratitude beyond your body to your energetic self. Let it just grow like a bubble around you, growing from your body into your energetic self. Fill that with gratitude. And you may find that some love or some joy goes along with it to spread outward into your full being. Knowing yourself in your expanded state. And now let yourself expand even more. Let that gratitude go beyond you to this beautiful community. Everyone in this room sharing the gratitude. Feeling it grow. Feeling that caring and community. So grateful for all of you. And now let it grow even more to the whole town, to the state, to the nation. And let it expand to the world. So many places this gratitude is needed to heal and help. Just let that gratitude go into the whole world. And finally, let it become even bigger than that. Let it go into the earth, the whole planet, the stratosphere, the atmosphere, the stars, the moon, everything out there. Let your gratitude just grow into our home. There's no limit to the healing this gratitude can bring. Knowing how vast your power and your softness and sweetness can be now through this gratitude, gently and slowly bring it back into yourself. Bring it back into your own heart. And let it come home. How does it feel now that you've given it so widely? How does it feel to be home in so much gratitude? It just gets better after you've given it. Again, go back to your breath, allowing that gratitude to fully seat in your body. Allowing it to circulate throughout your being. Nurturing you. Knowing that as you nurture yourself, your community, and all the places you go, all the people whose lives you touch, will also be nourished. And just sit with that for a moment as you ground that back into yourself and into the earth. And ask yourself this question, knowing how much I am filled with gratitude and grace. What will I do with that next? What will I do with that gratitude and grace that fills my being in the next day, the next step, the next week in my life?
Into this vast expanse of gratitude that we've created inside. Into this infinite space of love and light. I'd like us to take our awareness, centering in our heart space, and in front of us, picture Saint Germain, the keeper of the retreat space in Mount Shasta. Saint Germain is smiling at us because we've opened up to so much love and so much giving. And Saint Germain wants to give us each a special gift. So from the forehead of Saint Germain, a white light appears, a blazing beam of light, shining into our forehead, purifying all of our thoughts. This cleansing is the gift of the mind of God, giving us clarity of thought, giving us vision, purpose, dissolving away all mental dark karma. From the throat center of Saint Germain, a golden light appears, a blazing golden light, sending light into our throat chakra, giving us the gift of the speech of God, so that our words are pure, so that our speech is true, and as a reflection of this true speech, we become more honest, more truthful with ourselves, so that our words now are an inspiration to others, so that when we speak and communicate with others, it always uplifts them, so that our words are words of truth amongst our friends, so that our speech is a beacon of light in our families, in our communities, and in this world. Now from the heart center of Saint Germain, a blue light appears, sending blue light to our heart center, purifying all emotions. Again, dissolving all the dark karma, filling us with peace, joy, opening us up to the possibility of deep healing, filling our entire body with light, so that every cell in our body is bathed with unconditional self-love. So that we become aware that we swim in an ocean of love. That our whole world, our universe, is filled with self-acceptance and deep love. And finally, Saint Germain wants to give us the gift of the violet flame, spinning forth out of the earth, spinning around our chakras, around our spine, dissolving away all fear, all avoidance, so that when we see our own shadow, we recognize it and send it love and integrate it into our own being fully. for a minute, feel this violet fire spinning around your chakras. So that you recognize your body as a temple of the Most High Living God. So that you feel that connection deep from your Muladhara chakra, the base of your spine, deep into the center of the earth, anchoring you, letting go of all those habits that no longer serve you, all those ways of thinking about yourself as being less. All of that sinks into the earth, and the earth gives us back that amazing energy of acceptance. And gazing up through our top chakra, open the 1,000-petal lotus to all the grandmothers, grandfathers, angels, archangels, devas, bodhisattvas, all the cosmic energy of the universe, so that in our heart center, we blend these energies of the cosmos, of the deep earth, again with that violet fire spinning around our spine, purifying away all fear, all tendencies to project our shadow on others, so that we completely own the wholeness of our own being, integrated in our heart center, and become totally empowered spiritual beings. And from this space of deep, deep acceptance, we send out gratitude again to the entire universe. And then we bring this gratitude back to our community in Reading, and back to this center of the mystic heart, which is a beacon of light in this community, a way shower. And as part of that gratitude, as we now bring our awareness back in our body, we take responsibility for this great spiritual journey that we're on, this great spiritual journey that we share with this community. And as part of that responsibility, we open up to the cycle of giving and receiving. Yes. You have a shaker.
So we give you this, take this time right now to offer the opportunity for you to share of your financial good with this community, should you choose to do that, so that we might carry those gifts forward and give them back out into the community in various ways. And so as we allow time for the giving to occur, we are going to have some music from Anton and Laura.
So Laura's going to join me. I'll just get this way. Just to announce it. You don't have to hear us on mic. We like to share with you a song from the Native American communities around Mount Shasta. There's 5 different Native communities, and they all have a song to Bigfoot. Now, each spiritual animal has a special quality, and the quality of Bigfoot is spiritual sovereignty. So we want to share that with you, that energy of taking responsibility, completely integrating all these energies of Earth, of the cosmos, into this special body that we've been given. And trusting our intuition, and then going forth and acting on that trust. So this is the Bigfoot song. Okay.
Let's switch sides so you can show.
Hey 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 To the east, the energy of new direction, of new beginning, new life, healing in this body. We're going to sing for that newness to the east. Hey, 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 to the south, the direction of abundance, that this community, through this dedication to the earth, this dedication to gardening, this dedication to food, shares with the community to this direction of abundance. Hey, 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 to the west, the direction of the setting sun, the energy of completeness, we pray, each of us in our lives, that we're able to fully give those gifts that we've been given, that purpose that we've taken incarnation, that we're able to give that to the world so that we leave this world a better place than we found it. So, for the completion of the big projects in our life, those spiritual goals. Hey, 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 Now to the north, the direction of winter, introspection, the time to look within, the time to be open to the inspiration that our deepest self wants to give us. Open to that visioning so that we always do the right thing and see the right path forward.
Hey.
Hey, 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 Thank you. Namaste.
So we take a moment to say thank you for these gifts and all of the gifts that are given in this community. We trust and know that they come of source, but they come through your hearts and your hands and your lives as gifts unto this community and the greater community. So I say thank you. And so it is. And so as we shift into the next portion of our morning, we are going to invite you to grab something warm or something to drink next door in a few moments. If you'd like to come back at 10:30-ish and take part in our conscious conversation with Anton and Laura, we will sing you on your way. You can join us if you want.
Yes. We'll just get on this mic.
Turned on.
I want to make sure everything's on.
Okay, I think everybody's on, except for my guitar. There we go.
All right. Sing along if you know it and you want to.
May your soul always find what it's looking for. May your heart always lead the way. May you live in peace and harmony. And may love always fill your day. May your path be strewn with happiness. May success find you everywhere. May you always embrace compassion and grace, and may God always answer your prayer. May you always embrace compassion and grace, and may God always answer your prayer.
God bless you. Thank you for being here. If you are coming back to the conversation each week, if you're new with us, we also offer lunch after the gathering is over, and you're welcome to join us.
Yay!
Anton and Laura brought homegrown fun.
Go ahead and pray us in. Go ahead, pray us in.
Good morning, God. Thank you for this beautiful day, and thank you for all the love and the laughter in the room. My favorite kind of a space. Right here and right now, as I bring myself into this one place, at this one time, I allow myself to feel the love that surrounds me. And with deep joy, I open my heart, I open my mind, I open my soul as I prepare with great anticipation to listen to today's message and talking and all of the wisdom shared. And so I speak my words into law, and with knowing that they come true even as I speak them, and with a heart filled with gratitude, I say thank you, Father, Mother, God, and so it is.
So it is.
Amen.
So if you are new with us here today, online or in the room, my name is Reverend Diana Johnson, pastor and spiritual director of Mystic Heart Spiritual Center. We are an independent interfaith community that teaches universal principles and practical spirituality, and we welcome you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we have guests presenting today, but we're going to start with our traditional opening music, and so here we go. We do.
Welcome to the mystic heart, join the celebration. Lift your voice and sing your part, make this affirmation. Spirit made us family with loving hearts to share. Together we are joyfully practicing the possible through prayer. And everything's possible through prayer. Mystic heart. All right, I dare you to sit still. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 everybody, get up on your feet. See the light, everybody meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Woo! All right, remember to watch these words. They're a little different than you might remember.
Oh, I don't believe, I love this.
Here we go. Whoa, I'm a believer, like a believer, God is love. Whoa, I'm a believer, like a believer, if I try. I would like to introduce Anton, Mizerak, and Laura Berryhill. Thank you so much for coming today.
Well, that's okay. I'm going to stand up first.
Well, you are going to sit and play at some point, right? That's what that is.
I'm not going to play at all. We're going to stand and play, but
And the delivery. Who's on first?
Obviously, this is
What's happening?
the comedy improv hour. Who's on first? Who's on first?
so we're here to talk about spiritual sadhana and give you a practice today. So sadhana is a Sanskrit word. It comes from the verb sad, which means to shoot an arrow and hit the mark.
Hey.
So sadhanas are very good practices because you don't even have to believe in them for them to work. You just have to suspend disbelief.
Now, let's just say that again, because that's a super important
Yes. You don't have to believe in these
concept.
practices, but you have to suspend disbelief. Because if you don't suspend disbelief, you're going to go ahead and sabotage.
So what is suspending disbelief? That means just getting out of your own way. It's basically just like being willing to be like beginner mind. Like, okay, let's just see what happens. Right?
Yes.
I mean, it's like this concept is so important that Anton thinks I'm like crazy because it's so basic, but it's so important to these processes of allowing your inner self to connect with your everyday self that I felt like it was worth emphasizing.
So I was drawn to the idea of sadhana because many years ago, in the 1970s, I went to UCLA and got a degree in history of religion, and I wrote my master's thesis on the development of sadhana in Buddhism from Mahayana Buddhist philosophy. And there was a special time from around the 2nd century AD to around the 6th century AD when all sorts of people were creating these spiritual practices to greater accelerate spiritual growth. Because although sometimes we can mentally understand where we need to get to in our own lives, that's not enough. We have to do something to anchor this and change the fact that what they call in Buddhism samsara, which actually means whirlpool. Sir means to flow in ancient Indo-European, and sam means together. So it just flows around in a circle. And although you'll be in a point in a certain spiritual or a certain practice in your life where a lot of the times you're just absolutely comfortable, there's some place in that whirlpool cycle that's very uncomfortable for you. And but the rest of the cycles you just kind of, well, I can deal with this uncomfortable thing until eventually sometime it just becomes so uncomfortable you have to break that cycle. So these sadhanas are practices to help us more fully anchor that. Now, Laura and I work as spiritual mountain guides on Mount Shasta. The person we work for has a template as for how this process works. The template deals with 3 times, past, present, and future. So the only thing you can really do with your past is to let go of those things that no longer serve you. So
I just don't like words like only.
okay, it's not only. You can reevaluate your past. Your
We are
past is what gives
creative
you,
beings.
it's what made you who you are. But, I mean, from the present time, looking into the past, okay, the most useful thing you can do is to clean out the stuff that you don't no longer need each day.
That is a very useful thing.
And as you clean that out, that opens up a space so that spirit can fill that space. So we're gonna do a sadhana that helps us clean out the past. It comes from the Hawaiian tradition. It's called Ho'oponopono.
I love that.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna do it not just the Hawaiian where we're actually gonna do a sadhana out of it. But before we completely do it, I just want to say there's a part of the practice which involves forgiveness. And this can be difficult. So let's give you a tiny bit of spiritual teaching on why we do this. This spiritual teaching comes from the 6th chapter of the Bodhicitta Avatara. It's a book by Shanti Deva composed in the 6th century in Nalanda, India. And it says, just stand a little further away so I can gesture.
I'll sit until I'm needed.
If somebody's hurt you, maybe 20 years ago, and they didn't mean to hurt you, for some reason, maybe you just felt hurt and they had no intention, or they just accidentally did something. And so that there was no intent to hurt you, but you felt hurt and you still feel hurt. Why hang on to that hurt? They didn't mean to hurt you. But here's the more difficult one. If somebody hurt you 20 years ago and they really wanted to do as much damage as they could, the fact that you're still feeling that hurt today allows them, without any more effort, to hurt you every single day in your life until you let go of that hurt. So, it's very counterintuitive, but the only way for you to let go of that hurt is to forgive somebody who's hurt you really big. So,
I'd say that's actually a good use of the word only.
thank you.
Yeah. No?
Thanks. So we're going to do Ho'oponopono, and the way I'd like to start, if it's okay, is we're just going to say it to the whole universe. Can we do that?
Yeah. So this is a general forgiveness.
A general forgiveness. So Laura's going to say it in English. We'll repeat each line, and then Laura will say the Hawaiian, and we'll repeat the Hawaiian.
Now, since I think most of you are native English speakers, correct? Or have a very good command of the language. I really like to intersperse the English and Hawaiian so that we're getting a little bit of each
Okay, let's
each
do
time,
it that
if
way.
that's all right with you.
Sure.
All right, so this is to go ahead and center yourself. A lot of you, I think, were at the Taizé service earlier, and we practiced a lot of centering. So to do this forgiveness practice, we're going to go do our grounding. You can just keep it simple, do a little breathing, get into your heart, and then say out loud with me. It's important to say the words out loud. Some of you may speak quietly, but are big, whatever works, but say them out loud. I love you.
I love you.
I am so sorry.
I am so sorry.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now do your best on this next pronunciation because it's your intent that really brings the forgiveness into the room. Aloha.
Aloha au.
Yaoi.
Ia oi.
E keakua.
E keakua.
E kalamai.
E kalamai.
Ya'u.
Ia u.
E olu olu oi.
E olu olu oi.
E hui kalamai.
E hui kalamai.
Ya'u.
Ia u.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Ya'oi.
Ia oi.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Ya'oi.
Ia oi.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Ya'oi.
Ia oi. Now I'm going to give a little kudos to Laura because before we really got into doing Ho'oponopono, she took Duolingo for many months with Hawaiian to understand the Hawaiian. And of course, the first part, aloha au, love I to you. That's easy. Eke akua means something like, oh, spirit of the universe?
No.
Okay, what's it? Go ahead.
Well, it's a way to address God or spirit, however you perceive that. It's a general term for God, eke akua. So you're addressing God. Forgive me. So it's a little different than the English. In English, we would say, I'm so sorry. I love this Hawaiian because saying eke akua e kalamai ya'u, it opens to a sacred space for forgiveness. So the next line.
So, but very important, we ask forgiveness from spirit first, so that we've cleansed ourselves with spirit before we ask forgiveness from the community. Go ahead.
That's what opening a sacred space for forgiveness means to me. So the next line is where you hit the home run, really. Well, the final line is when you run the bases, but the next line is where you hit the home run. And that is when you say, e olu olu oi, you're directly addressing the person that you're seeking to experience forgiveness with. E olu olu oi, e hui kalamai ya'u. So you're saying, please, whoever you are, please forgive me absolutely 100% completely. So you're sharing with that person a complete absolution, if you will, a complete clearing of whatever, difficult karma is between you, a complete clearing. And then finally, you close with gratitude. Mahalo, yaoi, thank you. And this is a kind of thank you that I see it as more akin almost to a namaste. Like you're really, it's an honoring of the gratitude between you for the process.
So now we're going to take the Ho'oponopono and make a sadhana out of it. So I want you all to close your eyes, drop into that heart center, that place of Drishti Matra. In Sanskrit, they call it pure seeing, where you gather up all your awareness in the center of your being, in your heart. And you do this through your breath. And from this place of absolute centeredness in your heart, I want you to visualize somebody with whom you need a big healing. So I know it's easy to do it with a guy who cut you off in traffic, driving over to Mystic Heart. But go back, because the deeper you can go, the more this can change your life. So if somebody's really hurt you, this is who you want to do this practice with. I know it's hard and it's counterintuitive to forgive the person who's hurt you really deeply. But this will make the sadhana work. So we're just going to, I'm going to look around. When you've got somebody you're visualizing, raise your hand. Okay, we've got most hands up. We'll just call it good.
Oh no. Oh, we won't. There's
Nope.
for the few people that maybe are having trouble finding an exact person, if you need to forgive yourself for anything, you can do that.
So what I want you to do is visualize this person in front of you that you have this big hurt with. And as you say it, visualize yourself saying it to them.
It's always helpful if you can see them clearly to look into their eyes. I love you.
I love you.
Aloha.
Aloha au.
Yaoi.
Ia oi.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
E ke akua.
Eke akua.
E kalamai.
E kalamai.
Ya'u.
Ia u.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me.
E olu olu oi.
E olu olu oi.
E hui kalamai.
E hui kalamai.
Ya'u.
Ia u.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Ya'oi.
Ia oi.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Ya'oi.
Ia oi.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Ya'oi.
Ia oi. So we're just going to sit with this for a moment. So for this next part, here's where we have to believe a little bit that there's a moral arc of the universe that tends towards goodness. So what I want you to do now is visualize this person in front of you again. And as you say this, visualize as you're saying it, them saying it to you. Because deep inside, the deepest layer of their being also wants this healing. Whatever it was that initially was the cause of this great hurt. In our deepest soul essence, our souls want this resolution. So again, you're going to visualize them forgiving you as we say this.
I love you.
I love you.
Aloha.
Aloha au.
Ya'oi.
Ia oi.
I am so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
E ke akua.
E ke akua.
E kalamai.
E kalamai.
Ya'u.
Ia u.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me.
E olu olu oi.
E olu olu oi.
E hui kalamai.
E hui kalamai.
Ya'u.
Ia u.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Ya'oi.
Ia oi.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Yaoi.
Iaoi.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Yaoi.
Iaoi.
I love you.
I love you.
I am home now.
I am home now.
Mahalo.
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 Mahalo. Thank you for being in the world. So when we do deep spiritual work, the kind of grease or oil that makes the machinery run really well is gratitude. So we're going to share one gratitude song with you, and then we'll open up for questions. You're welcome to sing with us. I love you, I bless you, thank you for being in the world. I love you, I bless you, thank you for being in the world. I love you, I bless you, thank you for being in the world. I love you, I bless you, thank you for being in the world. I love you, I bless you, thank you for being in the world. I love you, I bless you, thank you for being in the world. I love you, I bless you, thank you for being in the world. I love you, I bless you, thank you for being in the world. I love you, I bless you, thank you for being in the world. So as we transition, we're going to bring another chair up so we can both sit down and comfortably answer any questions and have a nice discussion.
You don't want to stand?
No, not for this.
Really?
Yeah, it's too okay, we'll stand. Laura says stand.
We've
Keep it
been
there, Chris.
standing the whole time, Anton. You guys figure
Thanks.
this out. I'm good with whatever.
So are we. Well, good.
Can you hold this for a second? I'm going to move this so people can see my face. on this
Or we just scoot more towards the center. Keep it simple. You know what? Don't do that, Anton.
Balance, I like it.
It's fine.
It's fine except for how tangled that cord is.
Here, pull it a little. Keep your eyes closed.
I know. I'm not looking.
Pay no attention.
All is smooth and simple. I'm ready for you to take the mic. Whatever.
Okay,
Ooh, and now that's going to be in front of your face.
there we go.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm on the throne, and see, now I can't even see the people over here. I'm standing up.
Just move your chair forward.
Single chairs.
Oh, you want to just move forward?
Yeah.
Can you hold this, please? Now, a real gentleman would have moved the chair for me. I just have to push.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Here we go.
Sweetie,
All right.
let's keep the show focused so we get the questions that are important, not the one about our relationship, okay?
That kind of was a leading statement, I think. And I'm pretty sure now we're only going to get one thing they won't ask as far as relationship advice, though. That's heading that one off at the pass. Okay, so any questions?
Yeah.
Bring 'em on.
I just like to hear about the service that you're providing up in Mount Shasta a little bit. It sounded really intriguing.
Well, okay, just not to be like advertising or anything, but probably the best way to find out more about the service is to go to the website of our employer for that service, Mount Shasta Retreat. And you can look that up. And he has a lot of really nice information about like why would people do a retreat, what would it entail, and that sort of thing. So you can that's probably the easiest way, just to find out more about that.
Can I? Go? So, UNESCO did a survey recently. 1/3 of all distance travel, that means you divide all the travel in the world, by how many miles. One out of every 3 miles that people travel in the world today is for spiritual pilgrimage. In the ancient world, it was about 2 out of 3 miles. When the Buddha was alive, every town wanted the Buddha to stay because people would just come by the thousands to hear the teachings. And that was good for business. And the teachings were good for business because the Buddha, in Buddhism, one of the Eightfold Paths is to be truthful. So if a merchant felt that the customers were being honest and the other merchants were being honest, it was much easier to do business. So in a society that has truth as one of its leading principles, it's much easier to function. We're not going to get political here, so I'm just going to move on from there. But what I want to say about spiritual pilgrimage is that when people go on a spiritual pilgrimage, they kind of make a commitment to accept whatever happens on their journey. So the actual journey of getting to Mount Shasta changes them. Laura and I we guided people yesterday who, although they came in different, they didn't come together, they were all from Sao Paulo, Brazil. So that's a lot of miles.
That's a lot of commitment to
so,
come that
So
far.
just that journey, in the ancient world, you would walk or ride a horse or something, and just that whole journey of getting there gives you the
Let me spell it out in one word: intention.
yeah.
Intention. And that intention can be powerful, and it can carry you through a lot of, just those weird little incidental things that happen when you travel. And if you sometimes I actually am wise enough to apply that to my daily life where, stuff comes up, stuff happens, and I treat it like, okay, I'm just on a spiritual journey today in life, and maybe I can handle this and handle it creatively and let it do its magic on me for growth. So, does that answer your question?
So, actually, how long do we have for this discussion?
Oh, 5 minutes and then.
When does it usually end?
Usually until at least 11:30, sometimes 11:45.
11:45.
So we can take a few more questions.
We could take a few more questions, or we could even tell the coyote story.
No.
We're not gonna do
No, we're going to.
I want to hear it.
Another day.
Another day. That's a whole presentation of
yeah.
its own.
There's a wonderful.
No, Anton, we're not going there. Next question, please. Next question, please. If no one wants to ask any more questions, then you can tell the story.
They're used to me asking the questions.
Oh, you asked the
You ask
questions.
the questions.
And then we give an answer.
Oh,
So
really?
that's,
Okay.
that's why they might be going, huh?
Oh, yeah, so this is a total turnaround, just like the spiritual journey we were talking about. So, let's see. I didn't really make up a test ahead of time. Yes?
I've got a question. How do you pick the right intention for your spiritual journey? Like, how do you figure out what you're going towards?
Okay, so I'm just going to say this for the people at home. How do you choose the right question for your spiritual journey, and how do you know what you're going towards? Okay, so there's a couple ways that you can do this. Some people have an idea before they start. They feel compelled to go to a certain place or visit a certain person, or maybe go to a retreat or workshop where they think that they will grow or find some answers. So that's one way, just to kind of you can have a vague idea, but you know that you're kind of drawn towards something. Another way to do it is through looking within to find an intention, and we often do that as like an add-on or part of the Ho'oponopono forgiveness practice. So but you could add it to any meditation you're doing. We can do it right now if people would like. Does anyone want to try it? Yes. Okay, so let's just go inside. We've done a lot of beautiful kind of inner going within today, so just let's go back to that space, take a deep breath. And I find it helpful every single time to go ahead and do that grounding into the earth, really connecting with the planet. And letting your body just relax into that space. Knowing that you're at home within yourself. Whatever's going on around you, whether you're in an excited state or a calm one, you are still at home within yourself. Let your breathing just take you to that center of your being. And go into your heart again. We've been to our heart several times, and it's a door that's always open for us. So just go into your center, go into your heart again. And as you kind of sit with your heart, allow an intention just to rise up within you. Pay attention to any words, a phrase, a feeling, a sound, a color. Just let it come to you. And when you feel that you have an intention, raise your hand. And if you don't have it yet, then just sit and look a little deeper. Let your energy flow. Let your breath go into your heart. Let your mind just kind of drift. Focus your breath on your heart some more. Now, is there anyone who doesn't feel an intention? Raise your hand. All right, now just hold that for yourself. Come back into your body and open your eyes. So that's one of the easiest ways to get an intention. It just takes a little bit of quiet time and the ability to get that inner focus. And that's something that I think probably most people who meditate or do practices or come to this church on Sunday and do the meditations and the Taizé, you probably are pretty good at by now at finding that place within from which you can do a lot of inner work or focusing. And that is a place you can go back to connect with your inner self, ask questions, and find your intentions. You can find an intention for the day if you wish. On any given day, if you're looking for a little, spiritual lesson from yourself, you can ask for an intention. And if you're taking a longer journey and thinking of like really investing some resources, money or time into that, that's a very good place to work with your intentions for going on that journey. And you might do it every day of the journey, and you might have an intention for the whole journey. And it's really okay to be open to, if the intention you first felt evolves during the journey or may change by the end of the journey, that's a totally fine thing, because the most important thing is just that connection with your inner self, and that you're acting from your own highest and best good, letting Spirit work with you to help create your path.
Just 1 second. So one of the places that we take people to occasionally is a Buddhist stupa on the mountain. And there is a mantra written on the Buddha, on the stupa, Om Mani Padme Hum, which is a compassion mantra. In Buddhism, there's they divide up compassion into two aspects, a masculine and a feminine. The mantra for the feminine aspect, Om Tare Tutare, Ture Soha. The feminine aspect of compassion is that aspect that holds space, that says, deep in the center of your being is this pure spiritual essence, which you can access and use that energy to completely heal your whole body and psyche. The masculine aspect is the Om Mani Padme Hum. The light bulb's burned out, let's change it. So, when we ask for a spiritual intention, and we'll do that in a minute, but I'll take your question first. Sometimes the spiritual intention is something where we have some skill, and we know a lot of what people need is more self-love and acceptance. And so for at least half of our clients, that's all we can give.
And it's great because it reminds us to also work on self-love and acceptance.
So sometimes we can create a sadhana in the moment out of what the information that they give us. That's a visualization process where we can the sadhanas help us to fully integrate that self-love into our lives. So sometimes we can create a specific sadhana. Other times all we can do is hold space. So it's one of those two aspects of compassion that we have to use as guides. So let me ask you what your question is.
Well, when you were speaking of travel, I thought of a time that I traveled to Peru because I thought I was going to receive a teaching, awakening, and as I was getting ready to go, my meditation teacher told me, she goes, you don't have to go anywhere. And it took me to go to Peru to realize what she was saying.
Right. Well, and it's true, and remember that old saying, wherever you go, there you are. Yeah. And so it's always okay to, if you're someone who really can sit at the top of that mountain or in that little meditation cave for 30 years and do it that way, great. And if you need some delight in your life and a change of scene to go on pilgrimage to help activate yourself, that's fine too. And you will, though he is right, you will meet yourself ultimately, whichever path you choose to do that pilgrimage on. I mean, you can't get away from yourself, and you are lucky to have yourself with you at all times. It's really an opportunity. You want to say something, but we have a question.
Oh, no, that's not a question.
Or,
I'm not exactly sure when it was, but I went for my pilgrimage to find out who I was. I went to a workshop in Mount Shasta, and Eric Berglund put it on, and Joy Taylor, and that was my first one, and that's where I met him. He was there, and it was a long time ago, and even now I'm a whole new person than I was back then.
Wow.
And I honor your music.
So
thank you.
I want to more fully, deeply answer your question, or just address what you said. There's a wonderful book by Carl Jung and Mircea Eliade called The Myth of the Eternal Return. And that deals with a concept called liminality. And liminal means a threshold. And liminality is where we distinguish between the sacred and profane. And we designate something as sacred and we cross over into that boundary, whether it's in ourself, in a place. So on a spiritual pilgrimage, we're going to that sacred. Now, of course, when we get to that place, once we're in that sacred place, we find that that place is everywhere. But sometimes we need to go on that journey. And it's the same way, like, if you've had kids and you need to teach your kids something, you can tell them what the end result is, but that doesn't do any good. So what you have to do is actually go on the journey, get to that place, find the whole world is sacred, I'm sacred, this body's a temple of God, and then we forget it, and we have to go on the journey again. That's why it's called the myth of the eternal return. Yeah. We always have to return to that sacred place.
Yeah, and
to remind ourselves that it's here all the time. Go ahead.
Right, and when your teacher tells you before you go to Peru, like, you already have what you need, what it takes, and then, well, but if you hadn't done the journey to Peru, you may not have really understood that lesson so well. And so that journey did its work for you.
You're right.
Yeah, I mean, both.
It was a different purpose than I thought it was.
Yeah,
before.
your teacher was right. And in doing the journey, you actually really internalized the lesson that you did not need to go on the journey to find what you needed. But in a weird way, you did.
Yeah.
So.
There's no right or wrong. There just is.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong. There just is. That's a very good way to put it.
Chris has.
Okay, I'm familiar with the term sadhana, and for me, it kind of a broad term for spiritual practices, but I know that in the original Sanskrit, it probably has more subtle nuances. Could you explain those?
Well, yeah, it actually just means, it's like if somebody teaches you how to shoot an arrow.
So we're talking
At
about
a
the term
target.
sadhana for those on
Yes,
the recording.
sad is the verb to shoot an arrow and hit the mark in ancient Sanskrit. If somebody teaches you how to do that, and you just follow the teaching, you don't have to believe you're going to hit the arrow. I mean, it might help a little bit so that your hand's not doing that. But if you can hold your hand steady and aim the arrow, it's going to hit the mark unless you do something to sabotage it. So the original meaning of sadhana is a practice that works as long as you don't mess with it. So you don't have to believe in the practice. All you have to do is not disbelieve it. So you don't have to believe that Saint Germain or the Buddha or Jesus Christ is sending you three lights. This is the three light meditation we did is traditional meditation from something called Lam Rim, which is a Tibetan practice. You don't have to believe it. All you have to do is not disbelieve it for you to actually believe that your speech or embody that your speech is the speech of God. And gee, I should clean up my language. I should not speak so harshly to other people. Just by not disbelieving it, you change yourself, and that makes the whole thing work. So that's how the sadhanas work. Does that make sense a little bit?
Yeah,
Thanks.
So I think we would love some more music,
Okay.
if you're open to that.
Yeah. Let's do Keep a Good Heart. We wrote it for Reading.
Yes.
I don't know reason.
Okay, good. We're going to do a song that I love.
Bob and I were playing, yeah.
After the song you love, someone back here is going, Kurtan, Kurtan. Thank you. You're welcome. Let's give you a chart.
Now that you put all these chairs here, it's
Well, what was a benefit turns into a...
well, wait, but there's chords.
How's that?
Can you fix the carpet too?
Hey, we're doing an open mic night in December. You guys could come do a comedy version.
I know, it's like, we're kind of a shambles, aren't we? Now you took my music stand away, and like, I really don't have any options here. All right. Well, I've got memories. We avoid each other as much as possible in our 900 square foot home. Whew. Anton, you're just destroying your stage.
Are you going to introduce this song, or am I going to tell people that
I
you
don't
wrote
know,
it?
Just with all this crackling and stuff, I was just going to kind of wait till you told me you were ready.
I'm ready.
All right. Well, I wrote this song actually after the car fire for our friends in Reading that had lost their homes, and well, you know, the whole atmosphere in this community, it was just, people were just really devastated, but also empowered to help each other. And so this song was born from that, and there's other parts of the story, but let's just do the music. That's the important part. Something lost, something felt. In a single moment, heaven fills your eyes, it's all around. For a single moment, can you hear your heart in the quiet of your dreams? Keep a good heart, let it be yours, let it be true. Keep a good heart, let it be happy. Keep a good heart, fill it with hope, see it anew. It is your heart to share. The sun reveals its brilliance like a diamond in the darkness, sending ripples through the cosmos to the edge of time. You've given it all away, what you never knew you wanted, what you always thought you had, but the heart remains. Keep a good heart, let it be yours, let it be true. Keep a good heart, let it be happy. Keep a good heart, fill it with hope, see it anew. It is your heart to share. Okay, this next part is a sing-along. Keep a good heart, keep a good heart, keep a good heart. Let's just take that inside for a minute. Keep a good heart, keep a good heart, keep a good heart. Now share it with just anyone you can think of you want to share. Keep a good heart, keep a good heart, keep a good heart. And finally, bring it back to yourself and your life again. Keep a good heart, keep a good heart, keep a good heart. Thank you. Thank you. It's always good advice. Keep a good heart. I did not make up those words. Those were given to me by a friend, and they were her mother's last words. That was the last word she spoke, and the friend gave me permission to share that with the world. So.
And amazingly, 2 months after the car fire,
That's not really.
their house was involved in a fire. And
their house was actually spared, but their whole neighborhood burned down.
well, they couldn't live in it for 2 years because of smoke damage. And,
Yeah, I know, but
okay,
let's,
never
let's,
mind. They got to hear us. They got to hear us perform it the first time.
Let's
yeah,
just,
at church.
This is too many details.
I just because goodness comes around. That's
it
the only
does.
thing.
It does
Goodness,
indeed.
Yeah, you give away something and then it comes back. So they
or you give
gave-
it away and something else comes.
Yeah.
It's really, I mean, back to that journey to Peru. There's something about traveling through life that if we can, maintain our equanimity somehow and be open and do practices as they suit you. I mean, I'm the ultimate kind of lazy meditator and whatever, lazy this and lazy, just like I kind of do things a little bit haphazardly. I don't have a regular practice where I sit down and every day. But I find that if you do enough of it, enough of the time, like if you have opportunities to, if you're waiting in line, just no one even has to notice, do a little grounding, or if you're dealing with a tough situation, being able to go within or being able to do a forgiveness practice. Sometimes these little things, they're like pop-up spirituality, really. And you can, the thing is to engage and re-engage over and over. And, that's one way to do it. That's the way I do it. And it pretty much seems to work for me. Like I can easily now find that space within, like quickly if I need to. And I'm a little less successful sometimes in dealing with the outer stuff, but if I didn't have the inner stuff, I'd be very unsuccessful because I'm a cranky person and a high maintenance person. So, just kind of dealing with myself sometimes is a big deal. Well, it's actually pretty good. actually.
Hey,
When you
happy
do
wife,
the,
happy life.
When you
So
do the
just-
work, it's pretty good, because when you do the work on a regular basis, and especially when both people are doing it, or whoever's in the household or the family, like there's kind of a flow to it, and you learn and grow together. So home life is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
As much of, yeah, so. All right, more questions, more music?
Well, so
or
here's
what
the
are we-
thing. If people are hungry, we can do what happens to end these question and answers now. And if you want to go another 5-10 minutes, we can do that. What's the room want?
5 or 10 minutes? Chris has a.
What do you want, Chris?
I would like to hear, one of my favorite chants that you guys do is the Om Tari Tari. Yes. And after explaining what that's about, I'd like to hear that again if you guys would be amenable.
Can you do it on this keyboard? He has, the keyboard that he didn't bring has a lot of special effects on it.
It'll take 30 seconds to set it up.
Okay, meanwhile, I'll hold down the front here. And if there's any additional questions, even unorthodox ones, you feel free, somebody raise their hand, ask a question, and I'll do my best. Yes?
When you explain the Ho'oponopono and all that
Mhm.
stuff, you need to do a record, whatever you call them, CD, so that people can buy that and be able to use that. That was amazing.
So she suggested that we make a recording of the Ho'oponopono.
With the Hawaiian and
With the,
English,
yeah.
Can you
that
mute
was
the keys?
amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate your appreciation, and I accept with gratitude that appreciation. We've been getting a lot of requests for recorded meditations lately, and I don't know what we'll do with that, but that's kind of new on the journey, so we'll see where that goes. We'll keep you posted. How about that? And I know that the version in English and other languages, it is out there on the internet. People have made YouTube videos of it with beautiful background music and all kinds of things. So if you just need to seek it out, like right after you leave here, you can search for it and find something that can take you to that place too. So, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Almost there.
He's almost there. One more question? Or we can just sit and enjoy our being. Let me move this for you. It's buzzing a little.
So, Chris, what I'm going to ask you to do is turn down the inputs on your board. I'm going to send you a lot more output. Turn them way down.
Just for that one
for this
keyboard.
piece.
It's the keyboard.
Okay, turn it down more.
It's really old.
More. More.
He's working on it. More cowbell. No.
Even a little bit more. Okay.
So we don't have the Tibetan bowls with us today, so you'll have to imagine that you're at a temple and you're hearing those
Even more,
bowls
Chris.
ring.
That'll get the buzz down lower.
That's
Okay. Maybe unplug it. There we go.
Do you want to explain? Okay, I'll explain while you fix your foot pedal. So what's been requested is the Tara mantra. Tara especially this is about green Tara, who is the embodiment of compassion. And so the lamas, the Tibetan lamas, do a practice, so a sadhana, where they condense the universe down to, actually, I think first they destroy the universe.
No, you visualize the universe dissolving to a point of
It
light.
dissolves. Okay, I knew there was some kind of like transformation involved. So it dissolves to a point of light. Just
and then
a
you
single
use this
point.
chant to recreate it as a three-dimensional mandala of universal compassion.
There you go. So this chant, if as you sing it, you can imagine, just like we did in some of the earlier practices, go into your heart and let that compassion expand and expand to the entire world, thus recreating the world.
So as part of this visualization process, if we were to do the whole sadhana, you would visualize yourself as that bodhisattva of universal compassion, so that your body is completely transformed, so that you are a being sending out just boundless compassion to the whole universe, and through that transforming the entire universe.
So we each have that within us.
Om Tare Tare, Tu Tare Tu Re Soha, Om Tare Tare, Tu Tare Tu Re Soha, Om Tare Tare, Tu Tare Tu Re Soha, Om. Om Tare Tare, Tu Tare Tu Re Soha, Om Tare Tare, Tu Tare Tu Re Soha, Om Tare Tare, Tu Tare Tu Re Soha, Om. Om Tare Tare, Tu Tare Tu Re Soha, Om Tare Tare, Tu Tare Tu Re Soha, Om Tare Tare, Tu Tare Tu Re Soha, Om. Om Tare Tare, Tu Tare Tu Re Soha, Om Tare Tare, Tu Tare Tu Re Soha, Om Tare Tare, Tu Tare Tu Re Soha, Om. Om Tare Tare, Tu Tare Tu Re Soha, 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 Om.
Namaste.
Thanks. That seems like a good place to wrap it up. I know there's a closing ceremony.
We lost our clothes.
We take another offering, is that right?
Do you have one more song?
We'll do it as part of the offering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want it to have
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, the song.
Let me give you a chart.
So at this point in time,
They can figure it out.
Work it out. They're good. I was getting our space for you. So, we offer this opportunity for you today, should you choose to share of your financial good with this community so that we can continue in the good work that we're doing, continue to have folks like Anton and Laura come up to be with us. And so as we offer this time, they will be offering some more music, and we appreciate your gifts in advance.
Door is open in this moment, and as I give, shall I receive the blessings of my life are within me and around me to share, to support, to believe. Let it flow like the river to the ocean. Let it fall like the water on the land. Let it circulate in gratitude, the bounty of my days. Let it show your spirit is at hand. Let it flow. Let it flow. Let it
let it flow. So I stand here right now in this moment in deep gratitude for the flow. I know that all is in the mind of God, and I know that all comes from God, but it comes through each and every one of your hands. And so I just say thank you for the opportunity to give and to keep the flow going. I am deeply grateful that we have all of the things that we do, whether it's picking up bread and taking it to the Good News Mission, or going to the picking up vegetables and fruits, everything. And I am so grateful for the support that we are receiving, and that it's all going into the gathering place too, which we will be moving into probably sooner than all of us expect.
Yes, helpers are appreciated.
Deeply. And so I'm just going to take this opportunity to just say thank you for everything. And with an open heart, I say thank you, Father, Mother, God. And so it is.
So it is.
Amen.
Good enough. It's good enough for George and Paul. It's good
That's
enough
right.
for us.
All right. I'm getting hungry.
1, 2, 3, 4.
enfold you, Spirit lift you, breathe it in. Truth come through you, make good flow to you, let joy renew you until we meet again. Love be with you. Ooh, 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 love be with you until we meet again. Love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Now breathe in. Love be with you. Ooh, love be with you until we meet again. Love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Now breathe in. Love be with you. We love you. Thank you for being here today.
A big round of applause for Laura and Anton.
Yeah.